Velkommen til en YouTube-kanal, og i dag skal I se en video ind i en video. Jeg kommer til at være lidt sjov, og jeg skal rate min video ind i min video. Okay? Og så spiller jeg en spil i Roblox, ligesom jeg sagde i sidste video, men I kan jo godt ligesom spille med mig, fordi der er videoen, og det er live. Okay? Bye! Vi starter videoen nu.
YouTube-kanal, og i dag skal vi spille en random spil i okay, det her er den YouTube-video.
Ligesom I kan se, der er 2 stopper nu, men det er bare fordi mig før, jeg puttede den bare en lille smule forud. Okay?
Jeg har lavet det i dag, men hvis I har ikke set den, så bare se den her video, fordi vi kommer til at se den her,
og jeg har blevet bedre til at lave YouTube-videoer, og jeg skal zoome ind nu.
Lidt tid efter, så går jeg Roblox, og så spiller jeg spil. Okay? Jeg opstiller den igen, okay? Roblox. Så jeg lukker mine øjne, klikker ind i spillet, så skal jeg spille den, og blive god. Og ikke spørg mig hvorfor.
Og jeg håber, please giv mig en subscribe, og put en like på videoen, fordi jeg er nogle af de dårligste. Hvorfor siger jeg det her? Men bare please put en subscribe, og så like videoen.
Så går vi ind i den her.
Ligesom jeg skal snart sige, okay? Jeg siger snart noget i den anden video.
Der tror jeg er god. Og jeg ved heller ikke, hvorfor jeg lyver sådan der. I'm the chosen one. What have you done, my brother? What have you done, my brother? Bare en ord, jeg plejer at sige.
Jeg plejer ikke at sige, what have you done, my brother? Men nu siger jeg, så siger der jo bakker.
Jeg ved ikke, hvorfor jeg gik ind i den der til, hvor man lige var, og så fuldt igen. Den her spil, men I'm the chosen one.
Jeg snydt bare en lille smule mere her op morgen, fordi jeg var meget interesseret på den der spil. Jeg forstår ikke, hvorfor det larmer så meget. Okay.
Siger du? Are you ready, Tonna?
Jeg taler til min YouTube-kanal, mor.
Det er bare den første gang, jeg har spillet det. Jeg havde ingen idé, hvad det var. Og jeg kan ikke læse, og vidste ikke, hvad den der grønne ting op foran i fordi skærmen var. Men, jeg synes, det var en postbog, fordi jeg vidste seriøst bare ikke, hvad man skulle gøre noget.
Okay.
Og helikopteren koster Robux, og jeg har ikke Robux.
Jeg har gæst lige nu, men jeg kan stadig lave YouTube-videoen langt. Og jeg håber det. Og hvis I har ikke subscribet, så gør det nu.
Jeg er en dårlig. Jeg ved ikke, hvorfor I taler ligesom så høj. Ikke så høj.
Jeg lover dig at skrue ned, fordi det er så højt. Men jeg skriver lige den. Jeg skruer ned nu.
I dag så skal vi bare tale om den.
Hvad er det? Hej alle sammen. Jeg elsker jer. Og hvad vil I gerne spille i dag? Den her. Good choice. Jeg tror på min allerførste video, så har jeg face reveal. Er det katten? Ja. Men vi skal spille den her spil nu. Oh yeah, I dreamt een YouTube video. Men jag spelade den här spelet så länge. Men jag har ingen idé. Kan man speeds. Så jag ska kalla på en arm. Men för jag pausar. Säg till en. När videon blir färdig så tänker jag.
Enso fra SolarStream. Form og funktion i harmoni.
Now, I know I mentioned every video that I'm 6'9", and that's still true, by the way, okay? I am most definitely that tall, and definitely don't fact check that, but I wasn't always this tall, okay? When I grew up, actually, starting in kindergarten, I was always the smallest kid in class. Like, let's say an average kindergartner is like 3 feet tall. I was probably like 2'5". I was significantly shorter than like all the guys in the class, and also a lot of the girls. Like, I was smaller than so many girls in my class, and I had no idea why, but I didn't think much of it because in kindergarten, I was like 5 years old and I didn't really realize it was a big deal. That's up until a bunch of kindergartners would come up to me all the time and be like, "You're short." And I wouldn't really think anything of it because I'd be like, "Oh yeah, I guess I am kind of short. Who cares?" It didn't really like affect me that much, so I didn't really let it get to my head whatsoever. Then first grade rolls around. I still don't really care what anyone has to say. People still are calling me short left and right. Like, let's say maybe I'm 2'9" at this point in first grade. I'm like, okay, whatever. You know what? Probably have a growth spurt somewhere later on in middle school. Like, I don't really care. This isn't something that it bothers me, okay? It doesn't bother me at all. All I do is go home and play video games and eat food, all right? That's the entire life of a first grader. You get to go to school, go home, play Fortnite, and have a relaxing life. Then second grade rolls around, and now I'm starting to get the comments a lot more. People are starting to like grow a little taller than me now. Let's say the average second grader is like 3'8". I'm still stuck down here at like 2'9". So the gap is kind of growing, okay? It's starting to get a little more apparent that I'm shorter than everyone else, and even all the girls in class. For some reason, my teachers decided it would be a good idea to sort out our seating arrangement by height. So she got the tallest person in the class to stand on one side of the room and the shortest person in the class to stand on the other side of the room. And guess who was the shortest person in the class? It was me. Yeah, I was the smallest kid, so I was put all the way at the end of the room, and the biggest kid was put all the way at the front of the room. Now here's where it gets kind of depressing, okay? Everyone starts sorting themselves out by height. I was just there at the very end. Like, I had no one to compare to because everybody knew I was the shortest. So everyone starts lining up, they get into a line, and there's a very big problem. You see, the entire front part of the line is boys, and then the entire back part of the line is girls. It's like maybe 8 girls and like 2 boys. And I'm the very last one. I'm like shorter than basically all the other girls in class. So the way everything was seated was that all the boys got put next to each other, kind of at the front, and then it started going with all the girls here, and I was just stuck in the middle of like 10 girls. And it already was a horrible look on me that I was the shortest in the class. So that meant I like didn't talk to anybody. I was like so embarrassed, but I really didn't care that much. To be honest, like, yeah, I'm short, but I got mac and cheese at home that my mom made for me. Life's good. Like, I don't have to worry about anything else, okay? At this point, third grade rolls around, and this year's actually a little bit different because this year, there's actually a girl in my class that I kind of like, okay? I'm gonna say her name is Emily. I actually don't even really remember her full name, but I just remember there was this girl I liked. But for the whole first part of the year, I didn't even go up to her at all. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because she was taller than me. No, she wasn't taller than me. Yes, she was. She was taller than me. Anyways, I didn't go up to her for like the entirety of the year because, dude, I'm in like third grade. I shouldn't be worrying about girls at this age, okay? It doesn't matter right now. But now that I come to think about it, I probably didn't go up to her because I was intimidated, and maybe like the other boys in the class that were taller than me had a better chance than me. I don't know. I literally just did not want to talk to any girls whatsoever. Keep in mind, third grade wasn't any better because I'm still very much shorter than everyone else. But it's okay because fourth grade rolls around and I finally get my first growth spurt. Everybody goes from like 3'2" all the way up to 4 foot. Now the new average of fourth grade is being 4 feet tall. It's perfect, you know? Fourth grade, 4 feet. That's like the average height for everybody. Even the girls. The girls started having growth spurts too. And I went from like 3 feet to 3'6". Like literally fourth grade, I was not tall. I was still half a foot shorter than everybody else in my class. I was like, okay, this has got to be some sort of joke at this this point. I'm starting to get a little worried, but I'm still in elementary school. So like, you know what? Who cares? I'm not going to worry about it too much. You know, it is kind of awkward walking in a single file line everywhere, and I can't see above anyone. The worst thing about being short in school was whenever you were in the hallways, you literally could not see above the crowd of people. So everybody's just kind of walking to their class, and you're trying to just like look over like, hello. You can't see anything, but it wasn't that bad. Seriously. Now, 5th grade rolls around, last year of elementary school. Hopefully something happens by now, because we're about to get into middle school. There's about to be a lot of more of a different environment. No growth spurt still. Like, I'm probably still about half a foot shorter than the rest of the class. And I don't know if you guys know this, but 5th grade is around the age where most girls start to get their growth spurt. If you didn't know this, girls actually get their growth spurts before boys. So there's like an awkward stage when kids are like maybe 10 or 11 where like the girls will be taller than the boys in class just because the girls get their growth spurts first. I still didn't get one. So now all the boys and all the girls are still taller than me, and I'm getting comments about it like every single day. I'm like, okay, you know what? These kids are annoying me so much, but I don't care because whatever, they're young. Like, they don't know about respect yet. Once I get into middle school, people will start to learn that it's not nice to call people short. So I just kind of went with it. No, that was not the case, because I went into 6th grade being the smallest kid in the class, basically the smallest. I was either like 1st or 2nd place for being the shortest. And bro, kids every single day would be like, yo, dude, you're short. You're small, bro. You're tiny. I can't even count the amount of words I've been called when I was in middle school. Like, so many different things. And let me also say this. I know I'm going back to 5th grade for a second here, but in 5th grade, it was so bad that one of my teachers was like mad at me or something. I guess I was like being loud in class. She was like, sit down, pipsqueak. Bro, she called me a pipsqueak. Like, my own teacher. My own English teacher made fun of my height. Does that make any sense? This lady was like 50 years old, okay? I understand kids are gonna call me names, but lady, you're like 50 years old. Shouldn't you like know enough not to call a 10-year-old a pipsqueak? Bro, I went home to my parents that day and I was crying on the couch. This isn't some sob story, but I remember just kind of like laying down on the couch, and then I just started crying because I felt like no one really like cared about me that much. And I told my parents about it, and they were so mad. The next day, my parents like came up to the school and they complained to the principal. The principal was very mad as well, of course. My parents talked to the principal. The next day, I'm pretty sure she talks with my teacher, because the next day that I'm in that class, I don't even want to look at her. I'm just looking down at my desk the entire time, kind of waiting for the class to be over, because I don't want to be in this teacher's presence, all right? I know how she feels about me now. Don't even look at me. But she comes up to me at the end of class. Everybody's already walking out with their stuff. They're ready to go home, and she's like, hey, Cash, come over here. I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have even like walked up to her, but I just like turned around. I went up to her desk, and then she was like, hey, I'm really sorry for calling you that word yesterday. I didn't mean it, and I'm sorry. And guess what I did? I was like, it's okay, Mrs. Teacher. I regret it. I should not have said that. Why did I do her the kindness of even accepting her apology? I should have had beef with her the entire rest of the year. I don't know. That is a crazy thing to say to a 10-year-old. Anyways, back to 6th grade. Okay, if you didn't know, middle school is very different than elementary school, because you actually have like 8 different classes, and you actually have to start focusing, because it's preparing you for high school. So 6th grade, I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty much just the quiet kid the entire time. I feel like that was the year I kind of like felt like I was out of place. My entire life up till this point, I've just been like accepting the fact that I'm short. But then 6th grade, I kind of just start to like realize in my head, like, wow, okay, people can't really think of anything other to say to me than to call me short. And I can't believe it took me like 8 years to realize that. But 6th grade, I actually developed my brain, and I didn't really talk to anyone. I kind of like focused on my grades in that year, and I didn't really make that many friends. Also, it was a new school. I was kind of shy. I remember literally every day I would wear like this checkerboard pattern flannel shirt. I don't know. I had a weird style going on. I played the trumpet and band. Yeah, it wasn't a good year, but the good thing that came out of that year was that was actually the year I met Shady. And when I met Shady, we became best friends in like 6th grade, and I didn't really feel like I needed any friends. He was like the only one I had, and I was like, you know what? This is good. Like, I like hanging out with this dude. He's funny. We both play video games. We both kind of do the exact same thing every day. So Shady was like my one friend in 6th grade that I could come to and not really worry about at all. I had a couple others as well, but they didn't really enjoy the same things as me. Like, there was a lot of kids that liked playing football, and then kids who liked to play like chess or something. I don't know. There was a lot of people I didn't really fit in with, okay? I was just a kid who liked to go home and play video video games, all right? I like sitting down on my couch, grabbing potato chips, and playing games with friends for hours, all right? It's what I like doing. Anyways, 7th grade rolls around, and I actually get split up from Shady. So we're no longer going to the same school. So Shady and I keep in contact over the web, but now I'm in a completely new area, and I don't know anyone again. But luckily, 7th grade actually went pretty well. There was a pretty big crush I had in that grade, and I spent basically the entire year being best friends with her. It never really worked out, to be honest, but that's okay. That was the one year I didn't really feel like I was getting discriminated for being short, I guess. Obviously, I would still get the occasional comments like every day, but at this point, 7th grade, everyone's like around 5'1", 5'2", and I'm sitting at a good like maybe 4'9". So I've definitely closed the gap a little bit, but I'm still definitely not there. And even though I am only just a few inches shorter than everyone else, like my stature was way smaller too. Like I just had smaller hands, smaller legs, like literally everything about me was small. But like I said, 7th grade wasn't too bad. I didn't really get too many comments. That's until 8th grade year pulls up. And for some reason, I decide to enlist in football. Don't ask me why I did football, but that was probably the worst year for me because if you don't know what football is, you gotta be a big dude to play football. You know, you gotta tackle people, you gotta fight. You literally have to push guys to the ground. I remember there was this one drill we did in football where my coach started pairing everyone up and they were like, all right, you guys are gonna 1v1 and you're gonna try and tackle each other. And this is how you're gonna practice throwdowns. So they pair up the biggest dudes with each other. Everyone's pretty average. And then they're like, who should we pair Cash with? Luckily, there was another kid that was also like 4'7", 4'8" that they could pair me up with. This kid was probably like an inch or two shorter than me, but he took me down like every time. Bro, every single time I tried to tackle him, he just like somehow pulled a move against me. Like this kid literally played football his whole life, okay? It wasn't my fault. He took some sort of like karate classes or something. His dad taught him to fight ever since he was 3 years old. This guy was like a ninja, bro. I couldn't take him down no matter how many times I tried. So it was pretty obvious that I weighed like the least amount in the class because like, dude, I'm skinny, bro, okay? Some of the kids there, let's just say they ate a lot of food, so they were much better at tackling. Yeah, I realized football wasn't for me. They barely even put me in the games, to be completely honest. I remember sitting on the bench probably like 70% of the time whenever we went out to them. But at least middle school is done. We're going on to high school, finally. Maybe the kids will be nicer. And you know what? It actually started to become that. You know, once I got to high school, there was a lot less comments about my height. And 9th grade was actually pretty nice because I made a ton of friends. They didn't even really like mention anything about my height, except for when we would go out to the mall or to a friend's house. I would always be the one that has to sit in the middle seat. This is probably the most annoying thing about being the shortest kid in your friend group. They force you into the middle seat. And then now you're just crammed in between like two people, both bigger than you, and you just get the worst seat of them all. Sometimes you can't even buckle your seatbelt, so if you're driving and you crash, you're gone. Let's just say that, okay? You're gonna fly out of the window. You're not surviving that. But then we go on to 10th grade, and I think 10th grade was pretty chill. There was another crush on this girl that I had in this grade, but it was really weird because the class got cut off short halfway through the year. And if you don't know why it got cut off halfway short, that was because of COVID. Everybody got sent to online school. Woo! Oh no, I'm scared. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, every single one of us got sent to Zoom class. And guess what? Nobody can make fun of my height when I'm in Zoom class. I could show myself on screen. Nobody can tell, am I 5'2"? Am I 6'5"? Nobody knows, okay? I'm on a camera. I'm behind my laptop. No one can get a full look at me. So the rest of 10th grade was so easy. It was actually pretty boring. But at this point, I'm ready to go back to school because I don't like learning online. Boom, 11th grade rolls around, still in Zoom class. They're like, yeah, this COVID thing is kind of a problem. We can't really have you guys come back to school unless you want to sit 6 feet away from each other, wear a mask, and not talk to any of your friends. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to go to school and wear a mask and sit away from everyone. I'm just going to keep doing online school, whatever. I started to get into a pretty good rhythm of it. That rhythm was wait until Sunday at 11:59 to submit all my assignments and play video games during class, which actually kind of worked out because listen, if I didn't have that online class to grind video games out and grind YouTube out, I wouldn't be where I was today. So I always say that COVID is like the one thing that helped my career because it did. Obviously, it sucked for a ton more people. A lot of people died. It was not a good thing overall, but just for my situation, it actually kind of helped me. So I'm not going to complain about it as much as other people have the right to. COVID was a horrible thing. Hopefully it never happens again. But yeah, after 11th grade Zoom class, it wasn't really much. You know, people can't even talk in Zoom class anyways, so it was a pretty boring year. And then finally, 12th grade, senior year, I go back to school and I honestly don't really get any comments about me being short. I think at this point I'm like 5'7", and then the average height is like around me. It's like maybe 5'8", 5'9". So I'm not really that much smaller than everyone else anymore. anymore. I am definitely still under average, but not so much to the point where people are going to call me short 24/7. I can't believe it took me all the way until high school to get that growth spurt, but thank God it happened. Like, I'm so glad it finally happened.
Jeg findes faktisk ikke, men jo. Alt som 12. klasse findes ikke.
And honestly, if I were to think about it, senior year was definitely my best year in terms of making friends and talking to people and not really feeling like insecure. I think all the way up until 10th grade, I was pretty insecure about my height. But then senior year, something just changed. Like, I stopped caring. Everyone is like 17 or 18 at this point. So people are pretty mature and they know that it like hurts your feelings to say that to other people. And then I realized that maybe I was getting made fun of in the past because people were mad about their own situation, you know? Who knows? But then I graduate high school and I never have to see any of those guys again. Thank goodness I'm not getting bullied anymore at school. I didn't get bullied, by the way, just like slight comments, but thank goodness I don't have to see any of these losers anymore. I get to live my own life now. Everyone's going to their own colleges. I didn't go to college. My parents were very happy about that, but I get to keep my friends. We all still play video games like all the time with each other. I still go over to their houses. They're like the coolest dudes ever. I probably would never show them on camera just because they're kind of like my high school friends and they're like the real ones that were there since day one. They didn't try being friends with me after all the YouTube stuff, you know? They're the only ones I know that would be there for me if stuff were to go badly. That and my family too. But yeah, that's the story of how it was growing up short. Thank goodness now I'm 6'11", so I don't have to deal with being short. Yeah, it's crazy. The growth spurt that I got like 5 months ago that shot me from 5'7" all the way up to 6'10", 11, what'd I say? Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, I'm definitely not lying. I better not see any comments, okay? If I see any comments saying that I'm lying about my height, I'm not lying, okay? Please don't look at any pictures on my Instagram. Thank you very much. If you want to watch more videos like this, click one on the screen. I promise you'd enjoy it. And make sure to subscribe. We're really trying to hit 1 million subscribers. Let's go for 10,000 likes and follow me on Instagram at
Austin. Satan. Starting the video.